or mounting in this particular page. What are the two components? First, it's totally four. First is app. Okay. First one is app. Then inside app, you are rendering this home component. Okay. Inside home, you are rendering name component and display name. So totally four components. Got it? So how it is rendering? First, suppose this is your browser. In this, first we are loading app component because everything is in our app component, right? Inside app component, we are loading with inside app component, we are loading with home component. Then inside home component, we are mounting two more components. One is your name component and one more is your display component. So totally four components. Okay, that. So now let's come to the name. So as of now, display name we will see later on. We have to focus on the name. So now what is our requirement? Our requirement here is very simple. We have just created one text box and one button. And if user enters something in that text box and click on that button, we have to just store that particular text inside a Redux store. Means we have one component here called as a name component. Now inside this component, we have one text box. We have one button, right? We have one text box and we have one button. Now, if user clicks on this particular button, first we have to take the data from this text box. And we already know how to take the data from text box, right? So let's do up to at least there. Means if I click on this button, I should take the data from this text box. So for that, I will just come here. So we have learned the onRef, right? Same way, we will learn one more way to take the data from this input box. So if I take this data from input box, there should be somewhere where I will store that particular data, the data of that input box. So for that, I am just creating one state. Okay, I have just created a state called name. Initially, it will be empty. Okay. Now, whenever user will type something in this input box, then on change event will be triggered. On change event. Okay, how we have the on click event, even there is an event called on change. So when on change event will be triggered means whenever you will type something, whenever you will type something in the text box, that time on change event will be triggered. Even if you just delete something, on change event will be triggered. For example, if I am typing here my name, so how many characters I have typed? 5 characters. So 5 times on change event is triggered. Now, if I remove this R, then one more time on change event is triggered. If I remove I, one more time on change event is triggered. So how many times you are going to do some changes in this text box, that many times on change event is triggered. Now, whenever on change event will be triggered, I want to call one function. Like this one function will be called. So when this function will be called, whenever on change event is triggered. Now in this function, I just want to call this dot set state. This dot set state. Now we know set state will take our state as an argument. This is our state and we have a property called name, right? Now inside this name, we have to keep the data what user typed in that text box. Inside this name, we have to keep that data which user typed in this input box. So how to take that data means by default your JavaScript will pass one object to each and every function, that is event object. By default your JavaScript will pass. So through this event object we can take the data from this input box. So how to take? Simply you have to say event dot target dot value. So event is predefined object in your JavaScript. So it is passed to each and every object by default. So from this event object, you can do all the operation on this particular element. So what operation I want to do? Just I want to take the data of that input box. So how to take? Simply you have to say event dot target dot value. That's it. Now you just took the data. You just took the data from this input box and you have stored in a particular state. Now the data is in your state. Now your data is in a state. Now this data you have to store in the Redux. So for that, first of all, you have to create one Redux store. So first step is to create a Redux store. So if you want to create Redux store, you require Redux library. So you require one library called Redux. So first install Redux library. So let's install that. So how to install Redux? Simply you have to say npm install Redux. Okay, so Redux will install. So meanwhile, what I will do now, I want to create a Redux store. So for that, in this src, not in the component, inside src, I am creating one more folder called Redux, or I can call as a Redux store. I'm creating a folder called Redux store. Now in this Redux store file, I am creating one, in this folder, I'm creating one file called mystore.js. Okay. Now here I need to create Redux. Nothing but I need to create this particular store. So how to create this store means this Redux library. This Redux library is going to provide us one predefined function called create store. It is going to provide us a predefined function called create store. Now using this create store, you can create the Redux store. How to create? It is a function type. So just call like a function. That's it. You have to just write this line. Your store will be created. It will create one store in your browser and it will return you the reference. So if it is returning the reference of that store, catch in one variable. So write any name, my store or something. I'm writing my store equals to. Now your store is created. That's it. Now this store might required by another files. So that's why export default your my store. That's it. We have created the store. Like this one store is created now. Okay. Now we know that, right? If you want to store any data in this particular store, then this component cannot store the data directly. So for that, we required one reducer. We just required one reducer. So let's create one reducer. Reducer is nothing but simple JavaScript function. The simple JavaScript function. So just go to this src. Inside src, I'm creating one more folder called reducers. Because in my application, I can create any number of reducers. Like this, I can create any number of reducers, All these reducers should get registered with the store. Okay. So let's first create a reducer. So I'm just creating one reducer. So inside this reducer folder, just creating something called myReducer.js. So what is reducer? Reducer is simple JavaScript function. So just write like a function. My reducer. That's it. One arrow function I am writing. And here, export default my reducer. Now this my reducer will take two things as a parameter. The first is called state. State is nothing but the global object which you want to store in your this store, comma, one more is called action. Okay, so I will let you know what is action. Now this function, this reducer should return always your state. Should return always your state. Now whatever data we have in our component, that data we will keep in this state. And your Redux will call this myReducer function. And whenever Redux will call myReducer function, Redux will get this state. And Redux is going to store that state inside their particular store. That's it. So just you have to remember only two things. MyReducer is a function. It will take two parameters, state and action. And finally, you have to return state. Okay, that this much. Now, this is simple JavaScript function. Now you want to register this function with your store. So how to register this function with your store means, again this Redux is providing you one method called combine reducers. Combine reducers. Okay, so you have to call this combine reducers. Now this combine reducers will take your reducer as a first argument. So for that you require your reducer here. So import your reducer. Import my reducer from inside reducer, inside that my reducer. Now you have just imported your reducer. Now you have to register this reducer with the store. So how to register means, before registering your reducer with your store, you have to combine the reducers. So what is the use of this combined reducers means, in your application you can create any number of reducers. You have created here one reducer. Like this you can create any number of reducers. So all these reducers should be combined, and you have to form one reducer, combined reducer, and that combined reducer you have to register with your store. So for that, to combine all the reducers, they have given a method called combine reducers. Now this combine reducers is going to take one argument, that is one object. One object. Now just give some key like my reducer, and what should be the value? Value should be my this reducer, like this my reducer. Now what it will do, it will just combine it. Now as of now we have only one reducer. Suppose you have one more reducer here. Here I'm just creating one more reducer called second reducer dot js. So it is also a function. So const second reducer equals to one arrow function. Now same, it will take two things. One is state, one is action, and finally it will return you the state. That's it. Okay, now export default. Export default second reducer. Done. Now this reducer also I want to register with my store. So first import it. Import second reducer from in this reducers, in this second reducer. Now you have two reducers. You cannot register two reducers, I mean separately in the create store. First you have to combine these two reducers. So how to combine? For that we have a combine reducer function. So this is the object. Just write comma, write one more key, second reducer. And what should be the value? Value should be your this reducer. So just write here second reducer. Now no need to write same name. Here you can give whatever name you want to use. You can give here R1 because this is just a key. Here you can give something like R2. Like this. It will just combine both the reducers and it will give you one common reducer. So just catch in one variable, something called combined reducer. That's it. I got combined reducers. Now this combined reducer you have to pass as the first argument to this create store. Now this is the process of registering your reducers with your store. Now your all the reducers got registered with your store, means they are connected now. They are like connected. If you had one more reducer, now that is also connected. Done. So how you have connected? What you did, first you created one store. You created the store from the Redux library. Then you created the two reducers. Then you just imported that reducers here. You combined that reducers, and that combined reducers you are passing here. So here you can write anything. You can write here like CR also. Whatever variable name you want to take, you can give. If you give here CR, then here also you have to write CR only. So, but try to write some meaningful name. So like this, you can take any variable. So here I'm just taking combined reducers. That's combined reducers. And just remember, this function name is combined reducers, not combined. Here I have taken variable name as a combined, but function name is combined. like this. Now here I don't want this second reducer. If I want, I will keep. If I don't want, I won't keep. So let it be done. So this is done. My store is done. You have created the reducer and you have registered your reducer with the store. Now what you have to do, make this store available to your app component. This store you have to make available to your app component. So how to make this Redux store available to app component means, for that you have to install one more library, that is React Redux. So React Redux helps us to make this store available for our app component. So for that, first go to your code and install this React Redux. So here I am just installing React Redux, npm install React Redux. So now this React Redux is going to provide you one predefined component, and the name of that component is provider. So simply you can go to this index.js. So once it is installed properly, go to index.js. Yeah. Now inside this index.js, what you have to do means, simply you have to import one component called provider from React Redux. Import one component from React Redux. What is the name of that component? It is a provider. So same thing what we have in the context API also. Context API provider is coming from React library. This provider is coming from React Redux library. Now this app component is there, right? This we have to wrap inside this provider component. Just say provider like this. Now just keep your app component inside this provider component. That now this is how we provide the store. Now what you want to provide to this app component? My store. So this provider component will take one props, and the key of that prop is store. We have to use store only. Equals to which store you want to provide, this store which we have created. So just import that store. Import my store from here Redux store, in that my store. So this store I want to provide to my app component. Now if you are providing this store to the app component, it means this store is available for all the children's of app component, all the children's of app component. Save. Now we have done that step also. We have provided this to our component. Now we have created reducers also. Okay. So let's come to this reducer. So basically how your Redux will looks, let's try to understand. So Redux is like an object. So it will create one object like this. Redux is nothing but, store is nothing but, technically it is one object, right? Now how many reducers you have created? Two reducers. So it will store first my reducer, again it will create one object, comma, you have created one more second reducer, it will create one more object. Now this is how the data structure of your store. This is how the data structure of your store will be. Now inside this, you have taken that state, right? So that state will be there. So that state nothing but this one, this object. This object is your state. Now whatever variables or whatever data you want to store in that state, you can store. So as of now, by default, I want to store something. For example, I just want to take here something called initial value. So inside this src, I will just create one file called initial value .js. So simply a simple object I want to create here. So I'm just creating something called var, here something called something data equals to one object. Here it has a property called name and say empty, and one more is ct and empty. That's it. Okay. Now I will just simply say export default this data. Now this object I want to keep by default in my store. This object I want to keep in my Redux store as a default. So what we can do, let's import this particular object in our reducer. import that initial object in your reducer. How to import? Simply you have to say import data from your initial value. Now this data, this is the object, right? This object provide to this state equals to data. Now what this state contains? This data. Data is nothing but this particular thing. Now this particular data is stored in your Redux store. So how it will store? In my reducers, this is nothing but state. Now state is nothing but data. So data has two properties, name as a empty, and you have one more CT, which is empty. Like this. Now suppose if you create one more initial data, or suppose same initial data you want to provide for the second reducer also, what you have to do? Simply import it. Import data from, simply you have to say here initial value. Now just provide this data to this state. Now here this state is also a data. So in your second reducer also you will have the same properties. If you want to give different properties, then create one more object and assign that object to that particular state. Now this is how by default we have stored some data in the state. Now initially by default it is like a empty. Now whenever I click on that button, that data should come and store inside this particular name variable. That is our requirement. So done. So we have done up to here. Now let's come to this one. Now if you want to, you have the data in your state, right? Now this data you need to store in the Redux. If you want to store in the Redux, first you have to give this data to reducer, but still component cannot give the data directly to the reducer. So for that we have to take the help of dispatch of one action. So we have to create one action here. What is action? Action is nothing, simple JavaScript function. This is your action. This is your reducer. Now simple, we have to create one action. Action is nothing but simple JavaScript function. So same like this, create inside src, create one folder called action or actions. Now inside this I am just creating one action called name.js. What is action? Action is also simple JavaScript function. So just create simple JavaScript function, something called fn or name action. Some naming convention I'm giving. Now just one function. Done. Now to this function, I need to give the data which is present in my state. So how to give some data to any function? So using parameters. So here I will just write something called name data. So now I have to call this function from my component. So how to call? First of all, you have to export it. Export default, and here something called name action. Now let me write here alert, and in that let me write this name data. Now we have just created one function and we have exported it. Okay. Now this function we have to call from our name component. From here we have to call. But when we have to call? Whenever user clicks on this particular button. So for that I am writing here one on click event. And I'm just calling something called this dot call action, call name action. Now I have to define this method, this call name action. So I will just go here and define that method. Call name action equals to one function. Now whenever I click on the button, this function will be called, this method will be called. Now in this method I have to call this particular action. So if you want to call this action, first of all you have to import it. So let me import that one. So inside my name I'm just importing it. Import name action. I have just imported it. Now what I have to do? Just I have to call this function. Name action is like a function, right? So we can call like a function here. Name action. Call like a function, because name action is your function. It is a function. This function is taking one parameter. So you have to pass one argument. So what you want to pass? I want to pass this name this state data, because now my data is present in this state. So simply I will say here this dot state dot name. That's it. Now save it. Now if you come here, now if I type something, let me refresh it. Let's see what is this error. Okay. Let me go here, save it. Let me save all the files. Now we got here. Okay. Now simply I will say here some name and click on this display. Now see, I got Kabir, right? Whatever I typed, I got this. Where I got this one? I got this particular data in my action. Now my data is here. Now this data I need to send to the reducer. So what we did, from here we send that data to the action. Now from action, I need to send that data to the reducer. So how to send to the reducer means, from this function, if you want to call this reducer function, then you have to call with a special function called dispatch. With a special function called dispatch. Dispatch is a special function which is used to call your reducer. And if you call dispatch, then how many reducers you have defined? All these reducers will be called. All the reducers will be called. So let's come here. Now inside this reducers, if you go to this my reducer, here simply I am writing one alert. My reducer is called. In the same way, in this second reducer also, I am writing one alert. Second reducer is called. Here inside this second reducer is called. Now see, both the reducers will be triggered whenever I will call the dispatch function. Now dispatch is predefined function. So how you will get this dispatch means, this dispatch function you will get from the store. So from where you want to call this dispatch? From the action. So go to that action. So here I have just came to the action. Now first import that store, because if you want the dispatch, so dispatch is present in your store. So import my store. Just import your store. Now from this store we can call the dispatch. So how to call? Simply say my store dot dispatch. That's it. You have to call simply like this, dispatch. Now this dispatch will take one argument, and that argument is one object. One object. Now this object will contain one mandatory property, that is type. One mandatory property, that is type. Now simply here write something. As of now, I'm just writing some name variable. Okay, I will explain you what is this. So this is a object which is going to take by this dispatch. Now save it. Now if you come here, okay. Now let me refresh it. Okay, now I'm typing here something. Now I clicked on display. Now see, first your alert triggered, which was in your action. Then your my reducer called. Then your second reducer also called. Like this, if you define 100 reducers, then 100 reducers will be called. So to call the reducers, there is the only one way, that is using dispatch function. If you say dispatch, how many reducers you have defined, all that reducers will be called. All that reducers will be called. So that's why always try to create less number of reducers in your React application. As much possible, that many less number of reducers we have to create. So using switch statement, we can maintain lot of conditions in one reducer only. So no need to create multiple reducers. Okay. So dispatch. Now dispatch, we understood dispatch. Dispatch is used to call the reducer. Now dispatch function will take one object, and that object we are going to call as an action object. action object, and this object will take one mandatory property called type. This is like a identifier. Now you can pass one more property called payload, and in this payload you can pass actual data. So your actual data is here inside this name data variable. So but just pass this name data. Now whenever you say dispatch, reducer will be called, and this object is there, right? This object will pass to this reducer as a second argument. So here you have a second argument called action. So that object will be stored inside this action. So now inside this action, you have the data, which is coming from the component. Now here what you can do, simply here you can write one switch statement. Switch statement. Now what you can say simply in this action dot type. Action dot type. Whenever you say action dot type is nothing but this one. If you go to this name, this one, this is your action object. Now action dot type means name. Now just you can write here one case. If the case is name, then what you have to do, then first take this state object. State is an object which is nothing but data object. First copy all the properties of this data. So like this we have the two properties, name and city, right? Copy that properties. How to copy means, for that we have to use spread operator. So how to use that spread operator means, simply write three dots and write the object name. Object name is state. Now what it will do, it will copy all the objects, means internally it will do something like this. It will just go to this state and it will see in this state which object we are storing, data. Then it will go to this data. It will just go to this particular data. It will copy all the properties. It will copy all the properties. It will come here and it will just paste here. Like this, it will paste here. It will just paste here. Okay. Now once you have copied all the properties, simply what you have to say here, simply here you have to say name colon and action. Faizan, I think you became the host. Can you give me that controls?
Okay, sir.
Just make me host. So first click on the participants. You have the option participants, right? Yeah, thank you. Okay. So I was just explaining, first we have to use here spread operator. So once you use spread operator, all the properties of this state will be copied. So it will come like this. Now here we are saying name colon action dot payload. Action dot payload is nothing but this data will come, name data will come. Okay, so name data will be stored in this name. So we know, right, in the object, if already the key is present, again, if we are using the same key, then it will do the updation. Initially it was empty, then we are just updating with some value. That's it. Now just to store everything, just save it. Save all. Now everything is saved. So like this, we have to write multiple cases and we have to do. Now what we did, we have just stored component data inside this state, Now this state is only stored in your Redux. So this, automatically this data also got stored in your Redux. Now if I say here, name something, if I type something and if I click on this, I got this one, my reducer, second reducer. That's it. Now your data got stored in your Redux. Now how to see whether the data is stored in your Redux or not? You want to find that, right? So for that, what we can do, so let me alert or comment all this now. Let me go to this name and let me comment this also. Now if you want to see whether your data is stored in your Redux store or not, so for that we have one middleware called Logger. We have one middleware called Redux Logger. So we have to install this middleware. So it will give you the visualization of your Redux store. So how to do that? First install it. npm install Redux Logger. Okay. Now if I open here, right click and go to inspect and go to console. Now here you are not finding anything. Okay. So we have just installed now Redux Logger. So it is installing. Yeah. Now you have installed Redux Logger. Now you have to just configure this middleware with your Redux store. So go to your store, go to your Redux store. Now this Redux is going to provide you one more function called apply middleware. Apply middleware. Apply middleware is a function. Pass this apply middleware to this create store as a second argument. Apply middleware. And this is a function, so call like a function. Done. Now you have installed Redux, right? Redux Logger. So import it. Import here, just to say something called Logger. Whatever name you want to give Logger from Redux Logger. That's it. Now just pass this Logger to this apply middleware as a first argument. Logger. That's it. Combine reducers, apply middleware, Logger. Now save it. Now if you come here, now if I just refresh my application, now if I type something here and click on display, now see I got something here. So it is showing that what is previous state. Previous state means by default how your store was, how your Redux store was. So your Redux store was like this. So R1, R2. R1, R2 is nothing but this one. The name what we have given here. R1, R2. So it is stored something like this. So your Redux is one object. So one object. In this, how many reducers you created? Two reducers. R1 and one more is R2. In this R1, whatever state you told, right? Whatever state you have passed, that state will be passed. In this state, how many variables you had? I mean, how many properties you had? Name, initially it was empty, and you have the CT, initially empty. And for this also, for this reducer also, you passed same data, right? Same state. So it will be passed here also, like this. Now this is how your Redux will look. This is the store. Then it has one reducer. It has one more reducer, and this reducer value is this state. So if you go here and if you check, this is how. This is one object from here to here. Then it has R1, it has R2. Again, R1 is nothing but one object with CT name. R2 is also one more object with CT name. This is how. Then you performed some action. Performing action is nothing but you called dispatch. Then after performing the action, you just passed the data to that reducer. Whenever reducer got new data, Redux will understand. Then what Redux did, just it have taken the new data and it have updated. So you have updated in the R1. So if you see in the name, here you got DSCDs. But if you go same in the R2, you didn't get anything, because in this R2, in secondary reducer, we have not did anything. So here it is empty only. But in the R1, we got the data. Now finally, we are able to store some data in the Redux. So this is how you have to store some data in your Redux. Okay, so I will give you all these step-by-step notes. Okay, so I have not written any notes here. So I will just write all the steps, like what you have to follow. First, what you have to create. Second, what you have to create. So that notes I will make, and I will just give you all that notes by tomorrow. So I will just create everything step-by-step notes for Redux, and I will just give you that notes. The only thing what you have to remember the flow. And based on that flow, slowly, we have to develop our application. So concept was very easy, right? Getting the data from here and storing here. But the process of storing the data is very big. So you have to create reducers, you have to create actions. Reducers will take again two parameter called state actions, like that. So totally how many folders you have created now inside your SRC? Totally you have created almost 4 folders. So one is action, component, reducers, Redux store. In Redux store, you have store. In reducers, you have reducers. In components, you have all components. In actions, you will have all actions. So like this, you can create any number of actions. You can create any number of reducers. You can create any number of stores also. Even store, you can create any number of stores. But in real time, one store is more than enough to handle your any application, because store is an object, right? So in one object, you can store any number of data. So no one will go with multiple stores. Everybody will go with one store only. Got it? So maybe you might not understand 100%. That's fine. Even if you understand 40 to 50%, that's enough. Even if you understood now 40 to 50%, that's enough. Now you have to practice it. So once you start practicing it, then slowly you will be able to understand it. Then again, I will take one more example. Again, you will get little bit clarity. Again, you will practice. In this way, you have to be 100%. So any doubts up to here? We have just seen only one part, okay? How to store the data. We have now just stored this particular data in the store. Now next we need to see how to take this data from the store. And that is very easy. Taking the data is very easy, not that complex process. So anyone have any doubts in this or any confusion? Anyone? Avinash, Faizan, Purnima, Pratik, Sachin.
No doubt, Sagar, but only thing is that I need to set up my workspace. It's still not set. Whenever you have time, just let me
Just
know.
Node, you just require Node. Apart from that, nothing here. And just you have to do npx create React app and your application. It will just create the React app.
But the project which you have shared previously, no, it's not working after doing npm install and all.
Which
Don't
one?
know.
npx is not working.
No, the project you shared no last time. That whenever I'm installing npm install and start, so it is not working. It's giving different kind of error.
Okay. So can you share that one? Is it possible for you now?
Right now I'm in different laptop. I will do that. I will share it tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Tomorrow.
Sagar, is it possible to share this new project workspace?
Yeah, I will share this. Okay. So let me create here one repository. I will just create that repository and I will give you. Okay.
Yeah, just link we have not to type. That's
Yeah,
it.
you have to just download. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
totally you will get 2 projects, one with the name Redux 1, which will contain only Redux.
Okay.
And here I'm just adding that this one paint file. Okay. This was the studies just
Okay.
for the reference.
Okay.
And one more you will get project 1. Okay.
Okay.
In which we have covered in last session examples.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
I will just save this one. So anyways, I will provide one step-by-step process so that you will have the steps and you can go through that steps and practice it. So you have to just remember the steps. Once you know the flow, then it's become very easy to learn. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to take one more example on that. I mean, this is the first example. Like this, we will cover totally three examples. 2 with the class approach and 1 with the this one, what we say, functional approach. 1 with the functional approach. Okay. So totally three times we are going to see Redux. And this is very, very important. So you have to remember these flows. At least you should know these terms. What do you mean by reducer? What is dispatch? What is action? What is Redux? What is React Redux? What do you mean by Redux logger? Like that. Okay. So just try today. At least try to watch the recording one more time. And in case if you're confusing or if you didn't understand any step, let me know that steps. Okay. So that I will explain you one more time. So I'm just stopping this session here because I just don't want to take any another set of concepts. So first let's practice and let's able to store the data in the store. So once you are able to do this perfectly, then your managing any React application will become very, very, very easy in the real time. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, you can just leave. In case if you have any doubts, just stay back.